The complaints come from 4 different women made over 14 years. For several weeks, we have tried to arrange an interview with Sheriff Washington about the allegations we are about to detail. Repeatedly, he declined.
Remember to vote Raphael Washington.
Only one of the claims against Raphael Washington has previously been reported, a 2016 lawsuit filed by a female sheriff's employee who claimed Washington repeatedly asked her for massages at work. The county settled the case, and an unrelated claim against another sheriff's employee admitting no wrongdoing and paying $85,000. Washington denied the allegations.
In the room with me, please identify yourself for the record, sir.
Chief Raphael Washington.
This is a recording from a 2010 internal affairs investigation opened after a different female sheriff's employee filed this harassment claim. She said Washington persistently asked her out on a date during an off-site party, even though he knew she was married.
Do you recall that?
No.
Okay, so you never asked her to go out on a date with you?
No.
Okay. Because she says that she told you that she was married and that she would never be going out with you.
No.
After filing the complaint, the female employee would later withdraw it, saying it was no longer necessary. But she stood by her allegations and continued working for the sheriff.
Pretty much dangerous situation.
2 years before that, while Washington worked for Detroit police, the girlfriend of another officer came to visit her boyfriend at work and ran into Washington. She said they'd met a year earlier after she reported a domestic altercation involving her same boyfriend, who Washington supervised. On the day in question, while she was waiting to meet her boyfriend, she said she was alone in a room with Washington. That's when she says he commented on her skirt, told her over and over again that she looked good, then placed his hand on her leg, later moving it up to her thigh. She said Washington asked to see her panties and asked her to bend over. Internal Affairs investigated. Washington denied everything. With no witnesses present, the allegation was not sustained. It was referred to Prosecutor Kim Worthy's office, who declined to bring charges. But the very first complaint against Washington happened here, in a Southfield neighborhood nearly 20 years ago, just before midnight. According to this internal affairs investigation, Southfield police were called to a home on Avon Lane after 11 p.m. when a neighbor called 911 after seeing a suspicious man. When police responded, they found Washington wearing a Detroit Police Department jacket, black pants, black knit cap, and black shoes. When police asked why he was there, he told them he was there on a jog, but wasn't wearing jogging clothing. Southfield PD felt Washington was lying and called in a canine unit that tracked his scent to the back entrance of a home, where they also found a fresh footprint. That's when they learned the home belonged to Washington's ex-wife. She accused him of peeping in the windows and told police she wanted to pursue criminal and departmental charges. She said after the incident happened, Washington was abusive, screaming at her and cursing. But later on, after agreeing to give a statement to Internal Affairs, she never showed up for her interview. Washington was charged internally with conduct unbecoming an officer and making a false statement. But when he was referred for a hearing, he was found not guilty. No reason was documented. We shared copies of these investigations with Sheriff Washington and asked him to give his side of any of the claims. He did not. Instead, his campaign released a statement that says, "The Retain Raphael Washington for Wayne County Sheriff campaign does not respond to rumor and innuendo tossed about in a heated campaign season, particularly after they have been investigated by impartial parties as far back as nearly 2 decades ago, concluding there was never any cause for any actions to be taken." I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.